love it. I made it from nothing. Niggas is banging and busting. Ain't no discussions. Fuck them other niggas.
Yo, welcome to the 41st edition of the Transparency Podcast. 41st side. Sports reference.
41st side. I was just going to say 41st side because I was thinking about the Nas album. And because, Nas, speak that Queensbridge 41st side. That's the first thing I think when I think 41st, to be honest. The Nas album is crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't even get through the whole album yet, but
it.
I listened to most of it. That joint slap, yo.
Yeah, I was listening to it cutting grass, yo. Made me cut grass even, like, seriously, that dude, yo, it's clean, yo. Like, even the little...
Hit boy.
Even the little... You know what's funny, too? You know what I like about that album, too?
What's that?
Is that he kind of, he was ranking on himself a little bit. Like, he was like, you know how people say... Because I know I said it. I'm like, yo, Nas don't know how to pick beats, yo. I'm like, yo, these beats be killing me.
You was one of them?
Listening to... Like, I'm talking about, like... Yeah,
I'm one of them.
I'm like, Nas, like, come on, dog. Like,
was it just that everybody else in the rap game had beats that were more influential, or had like these certain producers? But he would have those producers, but he just, his song, like, constructive way that he constructs songs. I mean, they usually take a certain type of beat, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just saying like all his beats was dry. To be honest, like I'm just lying. You know what I'm saying? When you got like you got all
we talking about this beats was dry. Like I ain't heard the KD3 yet. I was going to tap into it
this
tomorrow,
album was fire. This album was fire.
I didn't like the first two, so once I got time to tap into it, the mom would tap in. But like him and Hit Boy, they got chemistry. They got chemistry.
Yeah, they definitely got
First two was dope. I like King Disease 1 a lot, though. That one slaps for sure. He came and really gave us something with that one. 2 was dope, of course, as well. This one is just slaps, though.
This one good. Yeah, I listened to the whole thing. And Nas got, I think, 17 tracks on it. 17 tracks. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I love a Nas album. My favorite album so far this year. I mean, it just brought me back. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of digging and rapping and all that stuff, but Jeezy album, yo.
Jeezy album is crazy.
Fire. Only because it brings me back to when I was... like listening to DJ, because he had DJ Drama on it. I think that's what
2008, 2009 Jeezy, 2007, 2006 Jeezy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Crazy.
Yeah. So
all the way up to the 2010s Jeezy. He was, Jeezy has had a run.
Yeah, he had a nice run, man. He had a nice run. And I actually was listening to that
Drake. You listen to that Drake and 21 Savage album? That joint slaps.
I didn't have Drake at 21 Savage.
I definitely been slapping that. That inspired me. I'm gonna probably like cover.
You gonna start rap?
I started writing some. I did. That one inspired. I picked up something on that.
How many songs you got written already?
I ain't writing nothing specifically. I'm doing like maybe like a cover, like a mixtape type joint. I might jack one of the beats and just, you know what I mean? Because I don't really do that like that. I haven't done that for real. So I think I'm gonna do that and come up with something real creative and just throw it. I like to do that. I mean, as an artist, I've been doing more media stuff. Yeah. So if I hear something, I'll be like, let me just see if I want to pick up a pen. But speaking of pens, man, we got So we got my man D.O ThaBrick here, man.
What's up?
D.O ThaBrick, man, chosen few, man. He like an older brother to me, man. What's going on with you, brother?
Chilling, man. Glad to be here, man.
No doubt, man.
Watching y'all Transparency Podcast, boy. Feel good to be here, man.
Dope.
Appreciate you,
man. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. So, I'm gonna just dive straight because you obviously rap with Juice, man, and Juice is like an older brother to me too, man. That was PIC, Partners in Crime. The origins of rap, like the origins of your rapping, because listening to your album, you have a love and affection for just true hip hop. All the pioneers. You name so many different people from, Snoop to Master P to lyricists like Nas, Jay-Z. You said all those people in that song. You know what I'm saying? So all those people inspired you.
All right. So like I said in the song and shit, like they ain't influenced or, inspired nothing. It's kind of like the big brothers and sisters and stuff that kind of like raised me through the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially growing up in Baltimore, like we had our club music, Hammerjack Sunday, but like growing up from a youngin', you know what I'm saying, until my older age is just like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like it started like New York, then it went west, then it went south, then Midwest, and it was just like I soaked it all up.
Yeah, okay.
And like you can kind of hear all of that in my flows and my songs, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like all of that, you know what I'm saying, just like got me through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's to the dope. Legend song, like that's why I had to do it.
The Legend song. Yeah, I was listening because like I said, like how you were just saying, you got inspired by hearing just Drake. Like you get inspired by other people. Like just hearing people. Like I said, I heard Nas today, and Nas actually that album. What's it called again?
King Disease 3.
King Disease 3, and like the lyricism, like it's just. You know,
yeah, you know, it's good to hear it. You know, it's like its own genre right now, because you know we've been listening to this hip hop state where we at now, and then having you as the artist on here right now, and speaking of like the influences you got, and knowing that you know there are still great artists out here that have like a lot of creativity, a lot of things to say, things that you know do matter. And I'm not saying that certain artists don't matter. I'm just saying like. Just something to say on the record. Yeah, substance on the record. So it's good to hear that, man, because we don't get that as much, but we also don't get the creativity. You know what I mean? Like, I think, you know, a lot of times it's the beats, and then it's just not really crafted as well, and then you don't get a full body of work. Like, I get, like, you know, bored of trying to, like, listen to bodies of work, and it's like, it just be, like, 1 or 2 joints, and it's like, man, they really don't feel like that. When we would grab a Nas album or, you know, a Big album or a Mobb Deep album, it would be like, man, I'm going to listen to this whole thing. Front to back, it's gonna give you a story and give you a you know what I mean, just a whole outline of what their life probably was like at that moment. Yeah. But we don't get that scene like now in these days, yo.
True.
Yeah, man. So what you think about that? Like just hip hop in general right now. Like how do you continue to stay focused on making your own music but not trying to like follow a trend or follow what's going on right now?
Question.
All right. This about to sound real cliche, right? It's like when I do my music, yo, I do it for me first.
Okay.
For anything else, like I don't care if nobody else ever hear. Like when people pay to go to therapy or they go to pay to talk, you know what I'm saying? They problems out. I go to studio. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't write my stuff down. Like when I hear a beat, yo, I just start flowing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like I don't realize some of the stuff I say till I hear it back. Okay. And I'm like, damn, yo, that shit been sitting in the back of your mind like that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff is just for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't talk to a lot of people about shit I go through. You know what I'm saying? Like. I do that, you know, that man, I showed it, I'm strong for everybody else type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I break in my music. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, when everybody, like, they had a breaking moment, like, when you was just talking, we like the intro.
That
you know
intro,
what I'm saying?
Man.
Like,
I was fired up.
That's when I'm vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Like, through my music, because, like, I record, like, I don't care if nobody else hear it, just for me.
Gotcha.
Right.
And then when, like, other people hear it, it's cool, but, like, that's how I stay focused when I do my music. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Therapy. Then, like, I'm surrounded by a lot of like-minded creative minds. You know what I'm saying? It's like every step I take is towards more creativity because the people that's coming around is just like they in that same zone, that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Man. And they might be a one step further than where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like iron sharpens iron, and that's like that's where we at too. So first is for me, then it's like the team that's around me. It's like we just constantly building each other up. So it's easy.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope.
I mean,
just for me.
I mean, just like, cause how you were just saying, like how me, like that's my thing. Like music bores me after a while, like listening to different stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I think Drake is amazing. I think, you know, Lil Baby, people like that. People have like different talents. I think. You know what I mean? But the people that gravitate to me, like listening to your album, the first song on the album opens up a book. Chapter 1 makes you want to listen to the rest. I think it was like 14 songs, 13.
It's 10 on this one.
Oh, 10, okay. So
actually, the album is actually 2 installments. It's 20 songs. Okay. I ain't want to give all 20 at once, you know what I'm saying? Like, people attention span is just, like, low. Yeah. So it's just like the stuff I got to say, I want to make sure you hear it. Yeah. Right. So I'm breaking it down in 2 installments. So the first one was 10. Okay. You know?
So that's a real good thing because, like, when you started off, like, because honestly, like people don't know, like say for instance, local artists or something like that. You have like what you're saying, short attention span. So you got like a little bit of time to grab somebody, and that song gravitates people and makes you want to listen to the rest. Yeah. And I think like the music that we hear now, like we were just talking about Jeezy and DJ Drop. Like I love that album, but I listened to it like maybe like one day all day and stopped listening to it because I mean he had some things on there. what's up? But me personally, I just love substance, man. I love stuff that you hear somebody, because you don't know, like how D.O just said, he's free, like you're freestyling this, like this coming out, like you speaking through, you know, you just speaking through, like you're just rapping. Like that's an amazing talent to do. Just rap that without writing it down, but it sounds great. It sounds fantastic. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like you open it in your book and like people listening, like, damn, man, I went through that too. Damn, I went through this too. Damn, my son did this to me. Or damn, my daughter did this to me. Or damn, I'm trying to find a way through this. Or, and it's just like music supposed to get you through chapters of your life. You know, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it's like real authentic stuff that you go through, stuff that you feel, man. And I was diving into your album and listening to some stuff, and I feel the passion, the aggression, or the creativity, and just the mind of someone that, you know, is a little seasoned in who they are. You know what I mean? Knowing who you are, that's important, and I think it's very important. Like, you know, like when you go into the studio, how you said, like, growing up, like, how was it like thinking like, man, what made you say, I want to be an artist, I want to rap, like I want to put my vocals on a microphone and rap? Because it takes a lot of, again, putting your life on in these songs. You know what I'm saying? Because I listened to it, I feel like you putting your life into these songs, and it's like, what made you really want to just put that out there, or just be that type of artist, or even be an artist?
Before that, the reason why I put my life on these songs, yo, cause like I don't know when I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I got 3 kids, y'all, and if it's certain things that I couldn't explain to them through conversations, you know what I'm saying, they can get it through that.
Damn,
you know
that's a real good way to think about that.
And it's just like my grandmothers, y'all, just got to the point like a couple years ago, I just realized I forgot what their voice sound like.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't want nobody to forget what my voice sound like, Doug.
Damn.
Or most importantly, I don't want my kids or my family to forget what my voice sound like. So that's one reason why I do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's real deep.
But
that's real deep.
To get to how I got started, yo, it's just like, was it like 10 or 11? Like, man, Juice Show, that's kind of how far back we go. Like, yo got this little, I think like a Casio keyboard for Christmas and shit. So it had like them little beat loop patterns and stuff.
Right.
We wrote a little dumb rap called Cheese, yo, but it was about like cheese. But at the time we was flipping it like it was about bread. You know what I'm saying? This was before like cheese was really known as like bread, but we heard about it. But you know, so we kind of flipped that, ran downstairs, spit it to his mother. His mother was like, that's tight. So we ran back upstairs. And the next joint we wrote was called The Master Plan, yo. And to this day, yo, it's just like, that rap was so far beyond its time, yo, that we wrote it like 10 or 11, yo.
Oh, wow.
And like old head niggas like, damn, y'all wrote that then? And that was it.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, when we first recorded, it was just like, yo, that's us. That's what we sound like. Yo, we that nice. And then from there, yo, it was just like nothing.
Confidence, man. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope, yo. And then like when you first started listening to rap, who was like who was your first artist you listened to was like, man, this, like, or did you like, man, this is dope?
All right, so I can't really remember the first artist I listened to, yo, but one of my favorite first artists, yo, the first bootleg I taped, the first bootleg tape I bought for $5 on Monument Street was Cool C.
Cool
from
C.
up Philly, yo.
Oh, wow.
Woohoo! You got it. The glamorous life. Like, yo, like this before, like, I called them all, I think, like the jukebox.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo look like my cousins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The rope change, the MCM, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that look like him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. And then, like, from there, yo, it's just like so much, yo. It was just so much variety in rap, yo. Like, even before it left New York, it was so much variety just in New York flows. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I really got into it, like the 80s, like I had big cousins banging that, you know, the old school shit. So I was into that. But then by the time it switched to like the Biggies and the Mobb Deep, you know what I'm saying? The shit that I was saying, you know, it was just like, yo, like I'm 44, so I done went through generations of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I appreciate each one, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like,
yo,
that.
Pac was the first artist I think that made me really pay attention. My brother used to listen to like Ice Cube and W.A. and I was young. I mean, I would hear it. I was like, man, that's wild. And of course, even like the, you know, those records we would hear like, you know, Rod Bass and, you know what I'm saying? Those records like, you know, like Naughty by Nature. I mean, a whole bunch of joints. Black Sheep. I mean, those joints was just songs I would hear, but I didn't really want to listen to music or really was into rap until I heard Pac that Brenda Had a Baby. I'm like, man, this is deep. I'm like, this is deep. And then like, of course, I Get Around and. Me
Against the World.
But Money. What's the joint he had with MC Breed is like one of my favorite songs. You gotta get mine. You gotta get yours. You got that was. I know that whole verse. I keep my mind on my money on my mind, finger on the trigger, hand on my nine. See, I can rap the whole verse. The reason why I'm saying that because that's what made me really fall in love with the hip hop. Like I was really into it at that point. I'm like, oh yeah, this is dope. I like this. So. Just something that, just gems on this hip hop stuff, man. What was one of your first records, yo? Come on, Harry. What was your first joint or your first artist that made you be like, man, this stuff is crazy?
That made me want to rap?
That made you want to get into, like, you was like paying attention to it, like you listening to it.
Because
or rapping the songs and all that.
Rapping, I just was, man, I love, so Tupac was like my favorite, one of my favorite, that's the first actual song that I kept going over and over and over listening to was Bury Me a G, Tupac. I just loved it.
Favorite,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm an R&B dude. So when he had the little sample with Ron Osley, you know what I'm saying, in there, I thought that was fire, man. Okay. Tupac, but I love, I was been like kind of like a big guy, so I love Biggie, man. He was representing for the fellas, man. So Biggie and also, man, I just think they underrated. Well, I think people love them, but my favorite group ever was Mobb Deep, man.
Yeah, mine too, boy.
I just like Mobb Deep. I don't think, and beyond, like I said, I know people love the Locks. I love the Locks too, but Mobb Deep was
Wu-Tang,
something different.
What about Wu-Tang?
Nah, Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang was
large group though.
But here's the deal, right? Wu-Tang, y'all love them to death, right, y'all? Right. And like, no disrespect to them, but they talked a lot of shit a lot of people couldn't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
They was deep, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
they had the beats, you know what I'm saying? Right, so it was just like a lot of stuff I couldn't
understand. Talking about the gods and the earth,
like the stars.
Juice, and they told me, listen to this. I tried to listen to Ray. Was it Ray? Who was it? Was it Ray?
Album was the best album.
Whatever. I tried to listen.
I love that album.
I'm like, to this day, as this is about like 5 years ago, I tried to listen to it.
You tried to listen to what?
Was it
Only Built for Cuban Links? Not the Purple Tape.
No, it was. I think it was the Purple.
Iron Man.
No. It was. I think it was a RZA or something like.
RZA.
And they was like, listen to this, look. And I was just trying to listen, and I'm like,
couldn't do it.
I'm going to my phone like, what does that mean? Oh, okay, all right. You gotta keep on. What does that mean? Man, I think I'm a smart dude, but I'm just like, his vocabulary. And then he was making up words. I'm going to dictionary. I'm like, that's not even a word. What is he talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
You make a good point, though. You do. You make a good point, because Mob was definitely like straight, like some of the stuff they were saying, we was really experiencing. Like some things that they was really rapping about, we would go through.
They were perfect. In my mind, they were perfect. They were perfect together. Kind of like how...
Man Juice.
Y'all, in my mind, y'all like, I was going to say y'all my
they the ones who made Man Juice really like focus in and hone in. Like, together, we could do this, Like, we was like, they the Queens PRC or we the Baltimore Mobb Deep.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not saying that because you sit next to me. Bro, I swear, on everything I love. Both of y'all together, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy, like y'all albums and y'all said, the Whoa Now, even that, like y'all, that song, man.
Talk
Questions. Remember that song, Questions, man, that y'all had? Would you die for you? How I go?
That wasn't Questions. Damn,
what was it called?
You got me tripping now.
But
would you die for your man? Would you live for the pie? Would you die for the stash?
Would you live for the lie?
That was the first song on the album,
listen, that song.
That was back in 2000.
I used to play that song every single. Me and my cousin Phil.
Living to die,
like, But stuff like that, like stuff like how you said, stuff that you can, like, I had never been in the streets or nothing like that, but just those type of, because it's like struggle in the voice too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I always was like advocate for like, I just love pain, like struggle, like clarity. Transparent, like I just love it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Mobb Deep, they had the beats, they had the sound. Havoc and Prodigy was perfect together. And speaking of Prodigy, I just listened to HNIC 2 2 weeks ago because I couldn't listen. I was just trying to find something to listen to. And I went to Prodigy. I'm saying, yo, this is on Apple Music.
Yeah, that's everything. Everything on Apple.
Because I couldn't find it no more.
Hey, yo. Can you imagine if Prodigy was still here, yo? That Locks and Dipset versus wouldn't have happened, yo.
You think
it would have been Mobb Deep in the Locks, yo.
Mobb Deep in the Locks?
Yo, that might have been one of the toughest ones, yo. Can you imagine that, yo?
Wow.
Mobb Deep in the Locks versus, bro.
Ooh.
Wow.
Like, yo, those are my two favorite groups, Mobb Deep and the Locks in those orders, yo. In that order, yo.
Sick.
Bruh.
Yo, Mobb Deep versus the Locks.
See,
shorty,
I'm gonna say something, you know what I mean, and I'm gonna respect the craft of the hip hop community because that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we got a lot of rappers and a lot of, you know what I mean, MCs out there. Jadakiss is one of my favorite, probably my favorite rap of all time. Just because when he came out, when the Locks came out back in, you know, like 96, 97, when they was coming up, and 98 when they, you know, whatever, they was mixtape niggas. But when they used to rap, yo, I didn't hear nobody rap like that. Of course, you had the Mace and the Cam'rons and the, you know, the Biggies, and they was the top of the top. But when they came in, they wasn't considered on that level, but they came right in like they was that level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They came in like they already was there. Yeah. So when they jumped in the game, they was like, you know what I mean? Jada was saying stuff that them guys wasn't saying. I'm like, yo, this dude is sick. But anyway, if they was to go back and forth for record by record, you know, an actual versus battle live, like they had that set up, I know Prodigy would go off. You know what I mean? I know. I'm thinking about the breath control. I'm thinking about what they remember. I'm just thinking about the performance aspect because Jada was on his shit. So I think, of course, just the song for song, though. I mean, yeah, yo, Mobb would probably go off.
Yo, Mobb Deep.
They would have a lot of
Let's talk about it. Infamous album, fire.
It would be crazy.
Hell on Earth, fire. Murder Music.
Quiet Storm.
Murder Music, fire. What was after that?
Yeah, Infamy.
That was another Infamy.
Yeah, Infamy.
Infamy was
came out.
yo, like I said,
they had a run though, but their run, like, you know, again, I think the Locks and, you know, like, again, they're one of my favorites of all time. So
yeah,
but they're still able, not because of course, you know, rest in peace to Prodigy. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't still be able, but I'm just saying them guys are a different level though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like right now, Jada gets on a record right now and goes off. You know what I'm saying? They got albums they still working right now and going off. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get much of that. Nas is doing it right now and going off. You know what I'm saying? Jay still go off on these records.
You know,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because, like, I honestly feel like if Prodigy was still here now, he'd be one of them niggas that'd be going off
right now. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I respect that because Havoc does too, though.
You know
like
what I'm
Havoc
saying?
still goes off.
That shit, him and Styles just dropped, yo. That should have been Prodigy and Styles, yo.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the album. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? The production, it was classic Havoc. I love it. You know, Styles was Styles, yo. But a lot of stuff should have been Prodigy too, yo.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep, my favorite group, but Prodigy, one of my favorite rappers, yo.
Yeah, you sound like my brother.
Yo, he just, what he's talking about, like, Prodigy, he did, the reason why I loved him rapping is because he would talk about how, like, I'm thinking of, what was that? I think it was Diamonds. When he said, hop out the Lamborghini with ashy legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grab my chain so the shit won't damage the paint.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff. Like
he said, my piece. What did he say? My piece break black. Hold on, I can't even get my words out. He said, my diamond chain bring glass tables and shit like that, or rocking in your face, brag your thing with your nose bone. Yeah, like just certain
nigga like P Ho Texas, you the same too,
right?
Yeah,
going through the motions.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like he was, and I think, man, he's a special cat, man. I repeat it. Cat,
so
Prodigy.
So thinking about just being an artist, so when did you actually start releasing your music? Like when did you start putting out music? When was the first?
The first joint we put out was back in 2000, yo.
Okay.
The Partners in Crime, My Destiny.
PIC, My Destiny. Okay.
You know, like we shot down to Houston, had them print and press, you know, the artwork, all that. Pen and Pixels, the same one that did No Limited Cash Money covers.
Pro V,
shout out to Pro V, you know, Third Exit Records, you know what I'm saying? He put all that in motion. So that was the first joint we released, yo. And since then, I did little stuff here and there, but nothing official until like this year, yo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
most of the joints, yo. Like, shout out my Doug T, yo, who motivated me, put that joint out, yo. We was in the studio one day. I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna just start recording and figure it out. He like, no, I started now. So
yeah.
Yo, respect to that, because it ain't never too late to do anything in life, yo. I feel like anything you passionate about, you can make that happen right then and there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't never want to hate on nobody, or even that whole feeling of saying, oh, you can't do this because you too old, or you ain't got it. This is a young man's sport. Like, yo, if you nice, yo, and you passionate about something, yo, you can do whatever you want to do, yo.
Actually, yo, like, what was it? 2015, yo. I was about to release a joint, yo, called "Make Rap Great Again." You know what I'm saying? I was recording.
What happened to that?
I was recording it with my Doug City. You know what I'm saying? But yo passed away in the middle of us getting everything together. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my Doug City.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying? He was engineering, recording everything. He actually the feature on that Bad Man Place, the Jamaican joint.
Oh, that's
yo.
him.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That joint got a vibe, yo.
So yeah, I threw that joint on there for him. You know.
Okay.
But a lot of the joints got lost, you know what I'm saying, in between us recording and when he passed, you know what I'm saying. I couldn't get a lot of the stems, you know what I'm saying, and the original joints back, so I let that go. Yeah. So
can you imagine like the stuff that you did? Like, cause I think about the stuff that I had, man, and like a lot of my stuff got lost because I was bluffing. Like putting music out or whatever like that. If I would have stayed on top of it, and you know, I got music that I know in my head that I remember how it sounded and everything, but I do not, like, my brother can't. I depend on my brother. Yo, can you find this song? I don't have the email no more. I don't have you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, when you have that passion, man, you gotta stick with it, like Moody said, man, and you got that love and you know, that gift, man. Everybody don't have a gift. Like people try to write music. It's people that I talk to, man. I'm like, man, they can actually write like poems and things of that nature, but they can't make a song.
Put a song together,
Can't put a song together. They can't form a song together. Like it's so many. It's like a gift that people have, man, and you had a gift, and then you also had that voice too, man. That voice that make you like turn around, kind of like Prodigy. Like Prodigy, that's another thing. Like when I used to hear like Mobb Deep rapping, I would hear Havoc. I love Havoc voice, like it was real slick, blah blah blah. But as soon as Prodigy come on, you just like listening.
That guy.
You know what I'm saying? It's the voice. Beanie Siegel, same thing.
Right.
Jadakiss, same thing. Biggie, same thing. Tupac, same thing. DMX, same thing. White guy, Eminem, same thing. You hear their voice, you turn around, like you immediately be like, what do this guy got to say? Biggie voice was so inspirational to me. Like, if you go back and listen to, y'all already heard it, but what's the song with Biggie and Jay-Z on Reasonable Doubt?
Oh, you're talking about Brooklyn's Finest.
Brooklyn's Finest. You look at Jay-Z verse on that fire. You know what I'm saying? But all I could hear was Biggie at first, and then even on I Love the Dough.
Biggie's song. Yeah.
If you listen to I Love the Dough,
I Love the Dough is like one of the most cleanest mixes of a song.
Yo, what?
What? Every time I hear this song, it like gives me chills sometimes.
You and me both, bro.
Right.
Like, yo, and it's like every time I hear that song, I catch something different, yo.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I was like, yo.
That mix is amazing.
Jay-Z, that verse. Yo, listen, man, I love Biggie.
We'll go shake us and Vegas for shake. Yo, Biggie go off on that.
Yo,
but cases catch more than outfielders.
What? Yo, but Jay-Z was talking about, what he say? He said, y'all screaming, y'all at home saying fight song.
I'm in the 1,500 seats watching Tyson. Same night, same fight. One of us cats ain't playing right. Let you tell it.
Yeah. But like you said, that mix is so clean. Like it's just
the cleanest mix song I think, almost ever, yo.
Yeah, as a mix, man.
Yeah, it is. What make Biggie one of my favorite shows, just like, between his first album and his second album, the growth. It sounded like he had at least like totally 2 albums in between, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The amount of growth, made him like one of my favorite, And I'm just like, if he had like another album, I could crown him like maybe the best, but his time was too short.
I'm going to have to say that he is the best rapper of all time. And I say that Not even because he only had 2 albums, but I just not
2 classic albums.
Right. So wait a minute. So wait a minute. Before we do that, right? So understand, yo. Here's what I do, yo. When people talk about the best rapper, the best MC, yo, I break shit down.
Yeah, I'm about to say because I can break it down.
Hip hop and rap, yo. Like me, I love hip hop, but I'm a rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love MCing, but I'm a rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rapping and MCing to me is 2 different crafts.
Different.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can formulate my words into my experience. You know what I'm saying? I can MC if I need to or when I want to. You know what I'm saying? But me, I rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and when I say rap, I think I'm saying specifically like he can do a little bit of all of that. Like, he's one of the dopest. Like, of course, master ceremony. He can get you on. He can perform. He can give you a love song. He can give you a track or a real song. He can give you a thoughtful song. His wordplay is crazy. His delivery is amazing. His punchlines are sick. Like everything he did on a mic, it was impeccable. And I just say like, he inspired a lot of people too. But when it comes to that rap and that flow, like Biggie was just sick. And then I break stuff down. I think like Pac was like one of the best artists of all time. Like he had like such like range and he touched a lot of people. Like artistry was like his thing. And of course I say like Nas is like the best lyricist of all time. Like Nas wordplay and the things that he creatively thought about and saying was just crazy. And then, again, I just look at, my favorite, of course, is like Kiss. And, I like, Nas is one of my favorites too. Jay is one of my favorites, but I love Kiss. I can, just like his metaphors, his rap style. But yeah, and I think Jay-Z is one of the best rappers, as well. Like, he is crazy with it, yo.
Nasty, man.
I like dudes that know how to articulate themselves, but don't make it like, it ain't gotta be all super lyrical. It don't. Right. It just gotta make sense, but I gotta relate to it. Right. And it gotta have a certain pattern line on your punchlines.
So laid back with his stuff.
Crazy,
it's just real witty with it, yo.
Crazy.
He's just clever, yo.
Crazy with it, yo.
Yo, can I ask y'all something real quick, yo? Since we talking about the best and all that, right, yo? Right. Yo, Biggie and Pac never had that big beef, yo. Well, we could be comparing them, saying who's the best, yo. Or we'd have just been like, yo, they both had a lot to contribute. Like, cause for instance, yo, like, I love Boot Camp Clip. You know what I'm saying? I love like Mobb Deep, but we compare them to?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie and Pac
Prodigy, people do like, I think.
But you know what I'm saying?
Most people who like Buckshot like Prodigy, though. You know what I mean? Like that group.
But without the beef, Pac and Biggie was in two separate lanes.
That's a real good point. That's a real good point. I don't think they had been compared. That's a really good point.
Like they'd have both grew to the point like they'd have probably been like, yo, 2 of the best. But without that beef at that time, but they'd have been compared.
Yeah, that's a real good point. Never thought of that.
Lyrically, so. They are 2 different artists. You know what I mean? I don't think they would have.
I think Tupac
probably not
more so compared to like a DMX or something like that. Something
right?
Like
in time, like if they had all lived in time, we'd all have been like, the Tupacs, the Scarface, the Snoops, the Jay-Z's. They'd have been all considered like the old head, the OGs. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been that. You minus that East Coast West Coast beef, it'll all look different.
Yeah, man, and that's like one of the worst things of hip hop, man. Because think about if Biggie and Pac was alive right now, how would they be rapping? What would they be rapping about? Like how much success they would have probably had, or you know what I mean? Right, like it would have just been amazing to see their growth as artists, knowing what they were saying back then and where they would be now. Yeah. Like, and I don't even like to say, oh, this person would have been better than this person. No, I'm just saying of them and themselves would have been amazing.
Tupac was 25.
The level of them both, they both would have been on. Tupac was 25, and I think Biggie was what, 26, 27, 20, somewhere around that damn. They both was about the same age though.
Young. Yeah, that would have been amazing to see, man. I think Biggie would have been like on some real, like he'd have had his whole, his whole commission. He was about to drop his own stuff, and he'd have still been rapping. He can act, Biggie can do a lot of stuff. Yo. He was like really dope. Like he could act and everything. Like, and he did joints with like Shaq. Remember that Shaq story? You ever heard that Shaq story when he was like, when he did that song with Biggie? He had rapped
Can't
the verse.
Stop the Rain.
Yeah.
That's hard as shit.
Yeah.
That song was hard,
that song.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He said the verse was, he cursed and he was like, Shaq was like, man, he said Shaq still got that verse. He said he'll never let nobody hear it. And he redid the verse for him. But stuff like that. He was so versatile. He can do whatever you wanted him to do.
Oh my God. Can't Stop the Rain give me goosebumps, man.
Classic.
Goosebumps, man.
Classic. So who's your, I was about to say, go ahead.
No.
So who's your, because we talk about who's your top and all of that, but I we since this is like a hip hop, transparency show, we're going to get into some other stuff about hip hop too and what's going on in the streets and everything, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
That's what I was just about to get into.
Yeah, matter of fact, no, we're going to save all that hip hop stuff. No, let's change gears. Go ahead, what's going on out here in these streets? It's crazy.
So, my thing is, because I started thinking about Biggie and Tupac, and it's starting to be like a trend because growing up, like it's crazy because growing up, it was only Biggie and Tupac that got killed,
right?
And then Big L got killed, and I think Freaky Tide, stuff like that.
People, right? It was, yeah. I mean, it was few. It wasn't that much, but it was. But it happened.
Just seemed like now all of a sudden,
Jam Master
Jay, but he was like spread out. Now it just seemed like it's almost dangerous to be a rapper now. Like
it is, man.
I don't know. So what is it? I mean, is it people going where they not supposed to be no more? Like what I mean, because I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Like even like Nipsey Hussle, like, and we gotta understand it only take one person to decide that day that
they want to pull.
I want to test you. Like
yeah, and it's like, why do we have to shoot each other?
Yes,
you know, especially if you in doing something positive, right? Like if you in the streets and you hustling, and you know, that comes with it. So you understand that's life. But if you're like an artist and you do rap about things, and it is entertainment, so it's like, let's of course not take those things literally, a lot of those things. But when you're in environments and you're so used to living a certain way and having to guard yourself, and you know, we be around a certain environment, you know what I mean? It's like we can't get out of that, and it's like it hurts that we gotta continue to feel like, yo, this is, you know, life or death when I go out to this studio, or I go to this show, or I'm out here living my life. And it's not even just being an artist. It's like being a black man, but it gets intensified when you rap, you know, when you in the spotlight.
The reason I believe it feels different than when, like, all right, the Biggie and Pac got killed, it was the hip hop beef, East Coast, West Coast beef, you know what I'm saying? But Jam Master Jay, Freaky Tide, you know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be like money or street shit, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it feels like the energy behind the killings, you know what I'm saying? Although they ain't different, the energy behind it is like the generation difference. Like if you look at it out here in the streets, like when we was growing up, it was 300 bodies in Baltimore, the same way as 300 bodies now. But it felt like it was a different reason behind them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was the same shit. It was just different reasons, different morals behind the shit, different energy behind it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing different. You know what I'm saying? So when I try to, you know what I'm saying, digest the Nipsey shit, the Takeoff shit, the P&B Rock shit, it's just like, that's the shit these young niggas is doing now. Right. Like they busting heads for no reason that we feel, you know, as old heads, it's like y'all ain't got no reason behind some of this shit. You know, in the same breath, when niggas step on our shoes back in the 80s or early 90s, they get their head bust. That was for no reason. Right. You know, same shit, just different energy, different people, different time behind it.
Yeah.
I think the violence is more. Like, it used to be more fights, though, in my opinion. There used to be more fights. Now it's like, immediately, like, and I'll be honest with you, do y'all think it, I mean, I know how you were just saying, like, the, like the music is just, like, entertainment, but is this entertainment taken too literally, whereas, though, these young dudes is, you know, just like, no, that's what I'm going to do, man. I'm just going.
I mean, the promotion.
Somebody said shoot somebody. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him.
The promotion and the lifestyle behind it, of course, you know, that's what people gravitate to, far as just like the popularity. You know what I mean? Far as like, if that's what you're talking about in your raps, that's what people like. They listen to that type of stuff. I'm talking about the generation now, anyway. Right. But I think it still shouldn't be so easy to do that, though. Yo, it shouldn't be that easy. You shouldn't feel like you got to do that. And like, again, it's just how they grew and growing up. Like the morals ain't there. They don't talk nothing out. They don't probably like sit down and talk to somebody and figure out like, this is the best situation. Should I be doing this? Should I be acting like this? And it's like, that's all they know. You know what I mean? They don't really know much but what they doing. You know what I mean? So we can't really blame nobody. It's just how the society's like a set up now.
Yeah, but I was saying there's a lot of structure gone, yo. Like whether it's in the household or in the streets, like even when I was growing up or running the streets when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? It was a chain of command. Right. You know what I'm saying? You had the young bucks, you had the old heads, you had the niggas bringing in the works, you know, you had kingpin niggas, you know, it was a structure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You knew not to go above a certain level, you knew the repercussions. Right. You know, now it's just like everything out here is a man for himself. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the streets, that's the music, that's everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because just like we was younger, the rappers came from the streets. Same shit now. They coming from the streets too. You know what I'm saying? So the ethics and morals or whatever codes they live by now is the same shit they bringing over into the music. Yeah. So when those things happen and we can't understand or they can't justify it, it's the same thing that's happening in the streets.
Yeah. Have y'all watched the Hip Hop Homicides yet? I think that's what it's called. That 50 produced. I haven't watched it either, but I'm just wondering if y'all checked it out. I think it's on. Is it on We or AE? I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, but basically he produced a show talking about the homicides in hip hop, like you know the Pop Smoke joint, of course. You know, all the way probably up into like recently. You know, I'm sure. But yeah, check that out though, man. That just should be just good to see because a lot of these not some are unexplainable. You know what I mean? Some of them are like. Wrong place, wrong time, or like, why this is happening to Yo, like, what Joe do, like, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Even this Takeoff thing, man, this hurt me. That was just, of course, you know, rest in peace to Takeoff, man, Migos. I mean, that generation, for their generation, that is like a big loss, yo. It is, yeah. Like, this is a major loss for for this generation, and to see, like, you know, their memorial for him, you know, I ain't gonna lie, man, I shed a tear, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I read Quavo's, like, you know, his letter to him. Yeah. Like, yeah, yo, that was just touched me, yo, because, you know, they was close. And, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of them or whatever, but I just know we're like being a real person. Like, you know what I mean? Them guys was close and he was a good dude. Like, they made good music. You know what I'm saying?
Good music, very creative. And it's just, I just wanted to get better for our people in general. Like, our black people in general. Like, another rapper, I mean, this hit me hard, really. I mean, Tyree. Did y'all see that? Tyree Coleon from Baltimore.
Tyree Coleon.
He no shoot zone guy.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So I was following him. I've been following him for a while. Like, actually, he was supposed to come on the podcast. Like, this, we was negotiating for him to come on here. And he just started. I just seen it change in him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at first, like, I'm talking about, like, I'm not going to sit here and say we were friends. Like, friends, I think is a strong word. Like, you know what I'm saying? We weren't friends, but when we seen each other, we was cordial. And he was always, you know, representing Baltimore or whatever like that. But the thing I noticed with him was that I think the no shoot zone thing started not being as successful as, or he got impatient with it. Because I asked him to break that down to me because I be wanting to understand what the no shoot zone. So from talking to him, what the no shoot zone was basically say it was to protect women and children. You know, because back then growing up, it wasn't supposed to be, you know, you don't kill. I mean, you kill whoever. Like, if you're in the street, kill whoever. But women and children. Yeah, you leave them alone.
Like,
So his big thing was protect women and children, right? So he said, so if a kid got killed on that block, what they do is memorialize that block for those whoever that person that got killed, and he would talk to like whoever's running that area, like whoever's in charge of that area, like a kingpin or whatever, and they would stop the violence on that block. Period. And if somebody else got killed on that block, they would have to answer to the OG. That was the whole point about the no shoot zone. But I asked him, I said, okay, that's a great start. Because he was like, this is a start. Because he actually killed somebody. I think he killed somebody when he was like 13 or something like that, 14. He had a rough like childhood talking to him. Now I'm talking about in the car, talking, driving in my car, talking to him. And I asked him though, like, why? I mean, that's a good start, that block, but what about the next block over? What about this block over here? So this block is safe, quote unquote, but no other block is safe. Right. How can we get everything to be safe? And he said, man, that's a start. That's all he kept saying, that's a start. But then I think he got frustrated with the no shoot zone because he had some no shoot zones, I think in Florida, Houston. Like, he was touching different people. And I mean, RIP to him, but like, I think he lost his. I think he started losing his mind a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think he got impatient with that no shoot zone thing, and people wasn't really. He was getting frustrated with that, and then he just started spazzing out a little bit. You know, I think it's tough, man. It's tough to see our people go through these spazzes, and of course, you don't want to see nobody get shot up, man. You know. I think like 14 times, it's tough. Yeah, that was, you know what I mean? Like, it's tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? But also, I don't know what you want I'm not saying a police officer should have shot. I don't know I can't say what the police shouldn't have did or should have did, because when you get a call, it's almost like you get dropped off in the middle of a movie. Like, you don't see the beginning or the end. You just get dropped off in the middle of the movie. Boom, right there. And as soon as you get there, you don't know what happened. You just see a man over top of a woman with a knife, looking like he about to kill her. What do you do? I mean, I don't know. And I'm not saying like, I'm not a police officer. I'm glad I'm not a police officer, man. But I just know that that's a tough scenario for all three parties involved. 3 families are affected. You know, Tyree, he got kids, he got family, got people that love him. He's not here no more. The young lady that was on the ground, that was scared out of life, you know, somebody got killed. I've never seen nobody get looked at as a villain and a hero at the same time like this police officer is. That's a tough spot to be in, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, that situation, I'm not familiar with it, you know, as you know, breaking it down, man. But, you know, we don't know. A lot of things happen just like any other situation. Like, when a crime happened or murder happened or something like that happens, you know what I mean, it's a lot behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that people go through in life that we just don't know about.
Nope.
Yeah. And then when something happened, you know, they try to solve these things, but you got to do a lot of investigating to really figure out why it happened, what was happening that day, who was in the area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for nobody to try to speculate that unless that's your job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you just pray for people, man.
Yeah,
try to keep your area as safe and productive or respectable or loving as possible. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. That's what I try to do.
You know what I mean? Healing energy, man.
Yeah, man.
Sending healing energy.
It's like with him, I ain't really follow him much, but you know, I see stuff pop up here and there with him. You know what I'm saying? But over time leading up to this, you can kind of see, I don't want to say his mental because I don't want to speak on it because I don't know him, but from the outside looking in, you could just kind of see like certain aspects of his situation deteriorating leading up to it.
Mental.
So it's kind of like when that popped up, it was just like, you know what I'm saying, in that moment, you know, like certain things that he was doing and into, it's just like it accumulated to that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say the police was justified or unjustified. I just think it was excessive. You know what I'm saying? No matter how I look at it, I just think it was excessive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's tough, man. Like we got a city in Baltimore, man. This is a beautiful city, man. And I'm tired of people talking about Baltimore as if, oh, it's the wire. Like, we're known for the wire or stuff like that. Whereas though, if you go downtown, man, you haven't, I done took my family. We done went down to, it's so beautiful down here, man. So beautiful down here, man. Yeah. We got real good sporting teams. The Ravens real good. Orioles real good. You know what I'm saying? It's the harbor is like a nice experience, man. Just we getting Top Golf down there. We getting a lot of stuff.
You know what, I got such a love-hate relationship with my city, yo.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
what you think?
Like from the aspect you was talking about, yo, like down there by the stadiums and the new stuff they building in the Harbor East. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but once you come back uptown, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, in my years of living here, yo, everything has just been going to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see them build up Harbor East. It's nice over there. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in the hotel over there. It was real nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the Harbor place, look where that's at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's on the nigga side. You know what I'm saying?
And that ain't how it used to be.
You know what I'm saying? Look what they doing at Lexington Market. They tearing that down. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really tearing it down. They relocating it next door, but it ain't the same Lexington Market.
But I say they did just upgrade it though, right?
Yeah, it's upgraded. It's going to be more like eat-ins and little bars and dineries and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the open air market, you know what I'm saying? Like Lexington Market, that was done. From what I hear, then the old Lexington Market, they converting them into office spaces.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They hippodrome in the area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why if you go down there, it ain't too many out stores. Like how we used to be able to go down there for everything. We can't go down there for nothing. Everything closed. You know what I'm saying? The value is just depreciating to the point where once we finally gone, they move everything in. It's nothing for us to come down there for no more.
Right. They are redoing the Baltimore Arena, of course. You know, KD and Pharrell and Ray Lewis have something to do with that. You know, the city, you know, the people in the city, man, we've been through a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody I'm not going to say nobody, but every family member has somebody that probably been through some type of drug addiction, some type of abuse, some type of murder. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, that's not every city, but I mean, most majority inner cities go through that, you know what I'm saying? But ours just seems like, yo, we got to overcome a lot, man. And I think it's just a negative tension of just like this area of divisiveness and, you know, disrespect that we see from, you know, people. But again, I always try to make my area or people that I come across with respect, because one thing about Baltimore, when you give respect, you do get it, yo. True. I've noticed that, yo. It's not like we can go on a block right now and we walk and we say what's up to them. We like, yo, what's going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? Niggas like, hey, love, bro, boom. But if you go in there on some, you gonna get, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Because then and I think we do it unintentionally. Like we so guarded and we so upset about everything. You just walk around like that. It's your environment. You that's what you're gonna get, and that's just how I think it is.
Because everybody always on go. Like that you can't take a second off. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's messed up because it's like outside of here we known for the wild, but inside of here we just known for murder. You know what I'm saying? Like just the city you take outside away, your only thing we know like yo right there might be the one. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people con too, man. A lot of people try to get over the best way they can because they've been through a lot. People trying to get to a better situation. People love money in this area. A lot of people made a lot of money in this area off of drugs. Yeah. A lot of corruption off of money and power in this area. The education system, the political system, like the school, like all of that stuff is all wild in this area, yo. And it's a part of just the Baltimore city. Like Baltimore, I think is like was like one of the first places people settled. You know what I mean? They came to this country. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of historic stuff. So it's like everything comes through there. So we get like I always say we like the chosen people, yo. I really do feel like if we able to get through the stuff that we able to get through, we can survive anywhere, we can endure anything, we can overcome anything, because we go through so much just being in this area and being where we from. And I think it's still like I always want to continue to raise the flag of being from Baltimore and loving what we do, because we get respect outside of the area. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Baltimore, we get respect.
Yo, I want to touch on something you just said, yo. You use like education, like political, like all of that, right? Yeah. Like I just had a real deep conversation with a group of friends of mine, right? As far as voting, we all know the voting joint came up the other day, right? Right. So I'm probably about to say some shit a lot of people ain't with, right? Hey man, like that's how you feel, man. Here's how I feel. A lot of people like, yeah, people die for right to vote, and I'm like, I also feel like they die for our right to vote to count. You know what I'm saying? For our vote to count. Okay. I don't feel as though we should go out here and just vote just to be pimp. You know what I'm saying? Do your research, do this, that, and the third. If you don't feel like either candidate got your best interest, I don't feel as though you need to vote for either one. Yeah. When people like choose the lesser of the evil, nah. If you got a 40, you got a 45, somebody like pitch one, you want to shoot. Either lesser of the evil, nah, nigga, them bullets gonna hurt either way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't feel like either candidate got my best interest, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna vote. You know, and at this point in my life, I'm tired of people voting on people. I done watched my grandparents, my parents, me, my siblings, you know what I'm saying, all vote, and at the end of the day, we all still get screwed over. Yeah. So I feel as though until we actually be able to vote on the tax increases or decreases, to change the laws, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that we voting on the people and putting our faith in for them to change, you know, that never had our best interests in heart. You know what I'm saying? So until I can actually make a vote count towards changing the bills and the laws and things that truly affect me, it's like, I'm not going to keep wasting my time.
But I think, to be honest with you, I think we all got to come together and vote, though. Like, that's my personal opinion. I think, like, more people I think that's a problem. Like, I don't think people voting. I think people go off that stance and say, like, my vote don't count.
No, my thing, like, I'm not saying my vote don't count, right? Like, for me, right? I done voted. Again, I'm 44, yo, so I've been able to vote for a long time, yo. Yeah. I'm going to just keep it just local, because they say local voting counts more than just right. Yeah. Locally, every term, I don't see where my vote counts in the city of Baltimore. Like, I do electrical work, so I do a lot of electrical work everywhere. So right now, currently, I'm out Columbia working. I could see, you know what I'm saying? Right, I could see where votes matter, where voices matter out there. You know what I'm saying? Where, as opposed to the city, year after year, more boarded up houses. The crime still continues. The education, like we done seen all the corruption in the education system, the police department, the politics. Our roads aren't getting fixed. But once I cross the county lines, those roads are bombed. The education is great. Columbia was voted one of the safest or most desirable cities to live in last year. Baltimore was named one of the most deadliest. They less than 20 miles apart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it's like I'm tired of being pimped for my vote in a city where I just feel as though all of our money is going to keeping us trapped or using our money elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where when I go to other places, even out of state, I see where those things count and where they matter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to keep giving my time and effort to a certain system or situation that doesn't behoove or benefit me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not just one of them rebellious ones like, oh, fuck the vote because I'm a black.
Nah, I think everybody should have I think everybody should
have. You got the right to vote as well as you have the right not to if you don't think it benefits you.
Right.
But do you believe or think that just because the vote is one thing, but you still gotta like talk to your Congress people in the area, like show up at things, write letters, complain about stuff, talk about what you do want, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you're not doing, I'm just saying like maybe somebody, when people in these areas that they just, some of them just really don't care or feel like it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But, I've always, I've heard, because my mother would, complain about stuff and talk about how she would want to keep her stuff up no matter where she was at. She talked about growing up in Emerson Village and everything and how they used to keep they, houses together and their blocks together and everything like that. So I understand like you can do things, but it does have to be a community effort. Like it just can't be one person saying it. Right. It gotta be y'all all gotta have a community meeting. Y'all gotta come together and talk about things that y'all want for the community and keep complaining. Because if you don't, then it's not going to. You know what I'm saying? But that does take a lot of like it take a lot of cohesion. It take a lot of like community work and people coming together, and that's something that we have trouble with as a community.
We've lost that over time, yo. Because I remember growing up the Afro clean blocks with the block parties. You know what I'm saying? You had pride. You ain't had trash in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got caught dropping trash, you got that shit up quick.
See? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like over time, you know what I'm saying? And is everybody's responsibility.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the deal, right? Like they say the followers always follow or take on the mind frame of the leader, right? Mm-hmm. Like the coaches or the players take on the mind frame of the coaches.
Yeah, that's
so after year after year after year after year after year, you see your leaders don't care. Guess what it's going to start doing to your morale?
Not going to care.
You know what I'm saying? So that piece of paper I wouldn't have dropped 10 years ago. Guess what today?
It's about 30,000.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in the same aspect, yes, the community has to stay strong together, you know what I'm saying, to force certain changes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But the politicians also has to remember, like, these are the communities you're supposed to represent. So it has to be one collective effort, not just a bunch of voices complaining, because a bunch of voices complaining is just a bunch of voices complaining.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think taking like your electrician, like say your job, like so you running a job or you just
like I just switched companies because I got tired of the situation I was in. But yeah,
so just say say you running a job site, right? And it's brought to your attention that all this stuff going on over here. So you're focused on over there. Like your focus is on over doing all the stuff over here, and your focus, like you're handling all the stuff over here, but you don't know nothing about this over here because nobody's saying anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody bringing it up to you. You know what I mean? Like, how do you? And I'm not taking the politician because I think politicians, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, in my mind, like, I feel like that. But me getting older and me growing up, maybe I and getting a little bit more spiritually mature, I think maybe a liar is a strong word, but I used to think all politicians was liars. I thought like everybody was lying. I thought they would just say whatever they could say to just get in the office. But the more and more you think about it, maybe their team is not aware or someone in their team is not doing their job. Like you think about it. If you think about it, for me, just saying being a mayor and I don't know, even if somebody just told me, you just got Baltimore County, but you just worry about Baltimore County. So I want you to just worry about Randallstown, Milford Mill, and just say Owens Mills. You worry about this jurisdiction over here. You worry about all the police over here. You worry about all the crime over there. You do all this stuff. You just focus on everything over there. I think that, and I don't know how it happens with politicians if they have a team like that, but I think if it was teams like that delegating different things,
everybody got a job. Yeah,
everybody has a job, and I think more things would be brought up. I think like say like a governor can't know every single. It got to be almost impossible for them to know every single thing of what's going on.
Yeah. Being a leader is complicated, yo.
Yes,
it really is, yo. Like, but however, I'm real firm, like on like if you understand the level of responsibility, like you're accepting, yo, then you're accountable for it.
No, you're absolutely.
You know
what
I'm saying? Like if I'm an electrician, yo, I know that if this light switch don't work or if this bitch blow up, I'm accountable for
you're
it.
Accountable.
You know what I'm saying? So to that extent, it's just like I get it, you know, but it's a twofold, yo. Is this like the community? We have to change our culture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or what's cool and what's not cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And on the legal level, they have to start caring more, and it has to be genuine.
Yeah. I'm not saying like because like even like police officers, like they say defund the police. Okay, you defund the police. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only saying this because my sister-in-law is a policewoman, and my cousin, she's a policewoman. I'm not I wouldn't be a police, but my thing is, you defund them. What happens? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like that type of stuff happens. You say that, but what's next? It's almost like, you know, I always got to do sports. It's almost like, all right, John Harbaugh have a bad game, right? He has one bad game. He make a few different decisions. A few weeks ago, they was getting on him for kicking the field. I forget who they was playing. I think they was playing Buffalo or somebody. He didn't kick the field goal, and he went for it. But fire him. Okay, you fired John Harbaugh. Who you replacing him with? Who we gonna replace him with next week? Jeff Saturday?
Boy.
You know what I mean? That's what the coach did. Like, you know, stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff. To me, it's just a lot of layers and a lot of things that go into stuff.
It is, yo.
Gotta be thought through.
It's a lot of layers.
You can't just make rational decisions. You gotta be thought through. But like you say, you gotta be a team effort, and everybody gotta be on one accord. Yeah. Everybody gotta be on one accord.
And it's hard for people to agree. Now look at the. I seen this video. Hispanics, they was working together in a factory. One person got sent home. Guess what? Everybody went home. I seen that video. Everybody left the job. They had to say, "Hold on, hold." They changed their mind and brought them back. You know what I mean? But that's people, and I'm not saying leave your job, but that's what I'm saying. I see it in Hispanics. I see it in different cultures that people stick together.
Yeah.
And it just seems like, and it's just like, us is like a revolving door of, it's just a whole bunch of like dysfunction, and that's what we looked upon, man. It sucks, man, for our people, man. Yeah. You know, I just want our people to get better, man.
Yeah, and it's about doing, you know, things that you feel like what would help. You know what I mean? Like what you can do to help a situation. You know what I'm saying? Like it does take a lot of, you know, togetherness and people doing things, but you can start doing something. You know what I mean? Like there's people that we know right now do community work. You can go help out with that. People who you can go do some community work on your own if you want. Like you can go, like, again, go to the congressman, write some letters and tell them what you want in your area. Some things in the county, you know, we getting, you know, some seeing more basketball courts. I'm seeing more, you know, properties.
They starting to go up. They starting to go up. You know, basketball courts going up now.
You know, certain things are happening, but it's a lot of more work needs to happen in Baltimore City.
A lot of more,
for sure.
A lot of work.
Baltimore City is definitely needs some more resources.
Yeah,
put in the right place. So a lot of that money they say they be having ain't being used because I know Black. Shout out to Keep It a Stack podcast too, by the way, because we was having a conversation like this.
Keep It a Thou Wow.
Yeah, Keep It a Thou Wow. And he was just saying, like, you know, the city be having the money, but they don't have someone to specifically. The state doesn't allocate, gives the funds, but it's not allocated to where it needs to go, so they don't know how to spend it or something like that. So they're not touching it because nobody's not telling people how to spend it. Like somebody, the treasurer, whoever's like, we got some money, but y'all not telling us where to spend it, so we just gonna keep it and it's gonna go over to the next year and to the next year and to the next year. So you got to have people in place to come up with ideas for the city. You know what I'm saying? To help the city. Like that's what it seems might be the issue, but you know, I'm just speculating. I don't know.
I do like the fact, and I don't know a lot about Baltimore City, like in there, like I'm working down there and things of that nature. And I do give back to the homeless, give back to the needy. Like we do things like me and my family. Normally every Christmas we sponsor a family, a random family, stuff like that. But it's definitely struggle down there. But I like that they got the young guy. What's his name? Brandon Scott.
Mm-hmm.
They giving him a chance, and I think it's good to give him a chance because he's not. I don't want to disrespect older people, but he's not old and stuck in his way. I think he is. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a bumpy road. Don't get me wrong. It's probably going to be a bumpy road with how young he is or whatever. But I think it helps. I think it helps because he can understand because he's not that far off from. I don't know how old he is. Maybe like 38 or something like that. 40
probably
something.
around our age, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah. So he's not that far off from saying he's from Baltimore too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not that far off of saying what it was. You know what I'm saying? How it is. So, like I said, it's chain locked and on, man. I know it's going to be hard, man.
So D.O, what do you think? And we're going to continue with a couple more questions, and of course, get wrapping up. But what can you do right now? Because you express some real important things, and like things that you're speaking in your music, you're doing probably daily. You know what I mean? I'm just asking. Like what are some things that you can do or you are doing, or some things that you want to actually do to improve these things you're referring to, like in the community, or just being a leader in this time right now where we are.
All right. Well, there's a couple things off top. With my trade, me being an electrician, you know what I'm saying? When I get certain opportunities, you know what I'm saying? I grab a couple guys, you know what I'm saying? Take them on a couple jobs with me, try to, you know what I'm saying? At least teach them the basics.
You grab some squeegee boys out the corners?
Like once I get to a certain level, then yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm working on building to that level where I can reach out to, you know what I'm saying? Squeegee boy type guys, or not just squeegee boys, but the young guys that's on the corner, you know what I'm saying? Where even if it ain't nothing where they want to take the trade in, it's just like, all right, maybe you might want to need something fixed. You could save them couple $100 or them couple racks, you know what I'm saying? Do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Show you know what I'm saying? It ain't dope money, but it's good money. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rest at night money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
So sit like that, I do that. Then also, you know what I'm saying? I help run a recently started up nonprofit, you know what I'm saying, charity organization, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in a beard group, you know what I'm saying? Beard, so a lot of us came together through that, so we do a lot of charity work through that, you know what I'm saying, called Chesapeake Bay Villains, you know what I'm saying? So we do a lot of charity work through that, and that's under a worldwide organization called Bearded Villains, It's chapters across the world that do a lot of charity work in their local communities, you know what I'm saying? So we do a lot of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's big, man.
Those are the first two things I do, you know what I'm saying? And as I grow and as my band and my, collective grow, you know what I'm saying? There's more things that we can do, So,
absolutely.
From the bottom up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's
if I could save one, it's better than none.
Absolutely, bro.
That's dope, man. You respect you doing that, because it takes a lot just to do that. You know what I mean? Some people always got something to say, like, oh yeah, I want this done, this needs to be done, but they ain't doing nothing. Yeah. Like, you got the solutions, but you got the problems, but you ain't got none of the solutions. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a lot.
Can't just talk about it. You got to figure out ways that you can be helpful, man. So I respect that, bro.
Appreciate it.
Straight up, for real.
Most definitely. You grab people, and like I said, a lot of. I noticed like having conversation with people. Like I done had conversations with young guys too.
Mm-hmm.
All they're looking for someone to have that conversation with. Mm-hmm. So you talk to them, and eventually they start opening up about what they've been through. And you're like, damn, and like you be like, yo, I can't believe this little dude. He 13, 14 that went through this, or 18. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, and went through this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a road that show them the trade. You showing them the trade, and you can build like you. Man,
here's the thing, yo. Like, all right. I don't practice one religion. You know what I'm saying? I'm spiritual, but I don't practice a religion.
I noticed you said that in your rhyme too, and I'm glad you brought it.
But it's something Pastor Thomas, your brother pastor, you know what I'm saying, that said a long time ago, yo. He was like, he like the things you're currently going through ain't even about you. It's about somebody else who's gonna go through the same thing, and they don't need your story to get through it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
definitely
with stuff like that, it's like I get it. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of people be out here like shitting on the squeegee boys, like, nah, bro, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody out here perfect. We all got our flaws. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And kind of like blame a lot of the city problems on them is like when the city got an ass load of problems, it's like it's not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like saying, all right, Mayor Scott is the problem for 300 bodies when we had 300 bodies way back when Kirk Smoke was still in office.
Saying. That's what I'm saying, man.
So it's just like to try to dump one problem on one person. It's like, come on, bro. We all came out the mud one way or the other. So it's just like once you get to a certain level and forget it or try to forget it or intentionally forget it because you don't want to be part of it no more, it's like, come on, bro. Like, you the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's true, man. That's true. And like you said, like you can't like it's the blame game. It's always like somebody did this or he did this or he, you know what I'm saying? And it's just it's crazy, man. Everybody quick to point a finger. Everyone's quick to point a finger and still don't have a solution when you point a finger. You know what I mean? Like how can like that don't even make sense when you really think about it. We're going to blame a mayor and say it's 300 people that have been killed in your city, but it's not. He's just in. But he can. It's almost like, here we go. It's almost like one of my children. I got 7 children, and yeah, it's a lot. But it's a lot. But I can't control what neither one of them do. Like when they're not with me, neither one of them, even if they're with me right now, like I can say stop and blah, 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 but eventually they're going to find a way to do what they, so if my son, knock on wood, if he kills somebody, they be like,
you're not going to say that.
But... Oh, your son. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to
knock on wood. That's what I said, knock on wood. But it's just like, yes, you know, your sons are, your son, you need to control. I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? All I can do is show them. You know what I'm saying? So that's all Mayor Scott can really do is come up with and work towards. I know he probably got so many sleepless nights, man. Could you imagine you're in charge of a city and a 5-year-old kid is sexually molested by their parent, or, you know, a 13-year-old kid got his brains blown out and somebody bringing all this stuff to your desk, and you go home and you look at your family and you like, my family is perfectly home, but this little boy is dead on the corner. Like, and all you can see, because I done seen it. I done seen like people in pain, and all I can look at them and just see my children in that person. You know what I mean? It's real, man. It's definitely real. So I don't know the answer other than togetherness and love.
And that's the thing, yo. It's just like, so much has been systemically like laid on us, yo, over time, yo. Like the only answer is what you can start doing in your immediate space. You know what I'm saying? Hope that energy and that love grows. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like they're trying to take on a whole system from the ground up, yo. It's like you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't gonna change in our time frame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's just like, yo, we gonna only lay the seeds now and hope those seeds lay further seeds and more seeds and more seeds that in time, you know what I'm saying, it changes.
Yeah, they gonna water the trees. The seeds behind us, they water that.
You know, by then, you know, we the ancestors they praying to, and we the ancestors spreading out spirit to them, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, only thing we could do is leave what we can leave now.
Yeah, spin it around. You just water that. And you teach your kids how to farm. You teach them how to build that crop so they can keep working. And then their children, your great grandchildren, all that stuff. And eventually, like our job, we only. My whole point is saying all that, bringing all that in is we're just one person. We only can do what we can do and control what you can control the best way possible. Because some days,
but you know what, yo, watch this show. We only one person, right? Just think about all the people you've met in your time frame up to now, right? Now just think of how many impressions you left on all of those people. Now just think, the ones you never seen
I love
again.
Where you going with this?
Now just think, when they tell stories about you now, that's what you just done, yo. You left an impression on a person, a time, a moment. You know what I'm saying? That you don't even realize.
Yeah.
Like, I think about that shit, bro. Like, I've had conversations with random strangers, yo, where they touch me, yo, where years later, I think about it. So it's just like, I know I had to leave that impression too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that's the way we could change shit too, yo.
Yeah.
Like, we got to start taking our advantage of our situations and our moments and our conversations, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because we take those for granted.
Yeah.
Like in this charity group I'm in, yo, it's a lot of diverse people, yo. It's a lot of different people from different religions, different races, and a lot of stuff, yo. When I first got into it, I got a lot of backlash from my peoples. You with the white boys now, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, what you don't understand is all our shit that we go through is the conversations I'm having on behalf of all of us with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Them uncomfortable conversations, I'm having a lot of them.
Yeah, man.
You know, a lot.
And you know what's crazy? Some white, and I done talked to some white people. They just working in the trade. You know this, and like they just didn't realize how bad it was for us. Like growing up, they didn't know. Like police, like they really thinking like you get pulled over by the police. Like I was told by my uncle. I never forget. This is the only thing really my Uncle Kevin, shout out to Uncle Kevin, has ever did for me. Like to this capacity. But this is the biggest thing he ever done for me. When I got my license, I was excited. I showed him. I was like, Uncle Kevin, look, I got my license. He said, let me explain something to you. He said, make sure you know where your registration is, your license is every single time. Police pull you over, you got about 30 seconds to a minute to have, and I didn't think about this when I was young. You got 30 seconds to a minute to have your stuff together. Make sure that your hands are on the steering wheel when the police walk to do not argue with them, do not engage with anything. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, just stay calm, remain calm. It's going to be 10 minutes. If they hold you for 10 minutes, whatever, do whatever they do, but relax. Do not become a statistic. And I always like did that. You know what I mean? And I just think a lot of white people I talked to about that, they were like, I got pulled over the police, so what? They even asked like, why? What? Arguing with the police officer? You know what I mean? And they're wrong.
How can I word that shit? That's because in those moments they have nothing to fear, yo.
There's nothing to fear.
Like if you've never had to experience something, like you don't get it,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you piss poor broke, yo, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand the lavish lifestyle,
right?
Like you may have seen it, but you don't understand the in-depthness to it, if that's a word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like when they talk about the caviar and this, that, and the third, like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm eating pork and beans. Like when you don't live certain things, yo, you don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, I might have seen it in the movie, but that's not real. Same thing with us. We might see certain thing in the movie, but that's not real.
Yeah.
So they don't have those conversations.
Yeah, they don't.
And that's one of them things where, man, people disagree. And I'm like, yo, the whole product of my environment. They like, it only applies to when you grow up there. Nah. If Jimmy out there in Western Maryland, if his grandfather, his dad, his great-grandfather, they all went to a certain school, if they all lived a certain thing, guess what happens with little Jimmy? He gonna do the same thing. That's a product of his environment.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? If I grew up and my big brother and my uncle and my father are so dope, guess what I'm probably gonna end up doing?
9 times out of 10.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's right or wrong, yo, that's your product of your environment.
Yep. You can make the change though, man.
Right.
You can make a change.
You do.
You don't have to follow those things, you know. It's difficult too.
No, that's just one of them examples. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying, becomes a product of their environment. Some people take it and become more than what their environment is.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have those resources or can't find the resources. You know what I'm saying? Or some people too lazy to keep diving until they find the proper resource.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of reasons why people don't do. You know, whether it's on them or whether it's a situation or certain things, you know what I'm saying? There's always a way out.
It sure is.
There's always a way out. You just gotta put the time and effort into it.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's always gonna be a constant battle. You know, we're gonna continue to try to fight, man. You know, do the best you can for your life, your family, your friends. Be the best person you can be, man. Have a moral code too, man. Live a certain way. Yeah. But yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. That's good talk, man. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna just get into this top 5. We're gonna wrap it up, man. Give me your top 5 rappers of all time.
Oh boy.
Who the best?
Got to rap the top 5 rappers.
Man, yo, golly, top 5.
We're gonna get because this is a hip hop show. So
I'm gonna say like this. Off top, my top 2 favorite, yo. Off top in this order is Pac and Biggie, yo.
Pac, Biggie, okay.
And boy, it's generations there, yo. Pac, Biggie, me, Juice.
You and G.O.
I'm in my top 5, yo. Definitely,
all
right,
yo. Okay.
Like definitely, yo.
Oh, all right.
Pac, Biggie, me. I gotta get my man Nas.
Me.
Nas in there.
Like Nas gotta be in there.
Dylan.
You know. Yo, that's funny. I was just saying that the other day, yo. You know what I'm saying? I was about to go to the studio and I was talking to my son, I'm like, yo, it's 5 hot rappers. He like, who is it? I'm like, D.O. I spit hot fire.
Hot fire, yeah.
But no, yo, like that's real hard for me, yo, because it's like, man,
nah, you gotta believe that you
like.
All right, so who's one of your most influential rappers that you came across? Okay, Tupac. Okay.
It's just like, yo, if I'm going through almost anything, yo, it's like I found a Tupac song to help me out. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of times in my lowest, yo, like Tupac, yo, up to like that DMX. Like DMX got me through a lot of shit too.
Yeah, DMX. Man.
You know what I'm saying? But Tupac, yo, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I got a question. I got a question about the Tupac and DMX thing though, right? And this is no disrespect to Tupac because I love Tupac. But don't DMX seem more realer than Tupac? Like I feel like he's more authentic to me.
I would say that. I can probably say
he
that.
seemed like a little bit more authentic, and I don't want to go too long with this, but I think he just seemed, that's why he my favorite rapper. DMX my favorite.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. I ain't know that.
I can't say more authentic, yo.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say less authentic either. You know what I'm saying? I just think they're in a different bag.
It just seemed like DMX will pull up anywhere by himself. I done heard stories like that. I done heard he was battling. He was battling. So was he battling? I forget. Matter of fact, Murder Mook said he did this. He said he was battling and said something to the dog, and the dog started barking. He said, "Chill, babe," something like that, and the dog stopped barking, and then he started going back. Like DMX, I feel like DMX will pull up anywhere by himself,
and he will.
It didn't matter. I don't think nobody would have did anything to like that.
I was like, yo, my nephew, yo, like this, like my little brother. We only 7 years, 7 days apart. We both just had birthdays and shit, right? Like, yo, hit me. Was he down Georgia? Yo, hit me. He like, I just made. He like DMX just lost the bet to me. He had to do some push-ups. I'm like, stop playing, boy. He like, you ain't with no DMX, yo. Next thing I know, yo, send me a video, yo. They made the bet shooting pool. Yo, beat DMX in the game of pool. Yo, DMX held his word, did the push-ups, yo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's my man, yo.
Real dude.
That's tough.
Real guy. Real dude, man. Shout out to
DMX and ran through Baltimore a little bit.
I say both of them that came through this area, so they both got some authenticity to them, who they are. So
shout out my nephew Face Mob.
So before we get out of here, what about you, Moody? Who your top 5? You say
my top 5 of all time? I would do Nas, Biggie, Jay. And this is the order. I mean, you can say the order, high order. Nas, Biggie, Jay, Pac, and Jada, and Kiss. Okay. That's my top 5 of all time.
Okay. Yeah. It's tough, yo. It's tough.
I mean, it ain't that tough, to be honest.
Simple.
Not to me. I mean, them guys is the best to me. That's my era. That's who I grew up listening to.
Who's yours, yo?
Those guys are the best.
My favorite, mine is, so I got DMX. That's one of my top. Beanie Siegel. I think he one of my top 5. Just I'm like I said, I'm a pain struggle type of guy. Jay-Z. See, it's like 5. Like it's tough for me because I'm not taking Beanie out. I'm not taking DMX out. But Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z.
That's 5 right there.
And
what else you gonna put in?
Man, I love AZ, man. AZ was
that was my dude too.
AZ was my like just he is a rapper that I grew up to. Like it was just smooth, it was braggadocious, but it was like real. I still love it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's sad. Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Yeah, I guess I'll throw me in there too. Now I throw my yo, you know what though? All jokes aside, top like so my brother Diesel, I love his music. I love and favorite group besides Mobb Deep, PIC, definitely. Partners in Crime.
So yo, Cash, you gotta go check my the song Ali Boomaier, right? Yo, I holla influenced a couple rappers. Now them boys is raw. You know I'm the first one to put your brother in the booth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yo.
Ghetto roaches.
Yeah,
Ghetto roaches, right?
Nah. Niggas want war.
Niggas want war, yeah. Niggas want war. They must not want to live no more. They
Juice got locked up that night.
Forth.
We was waiting for Juice. Show never showed up, yo. Yeah. So I'm like, come on, Chrome. You're like, you got him in there, yo.
Yeah, my brother, I ain't gonna lie. I give it to him. He one of my favorite rappers.
I'm an old head. Y'all influenced the niggas that influenced this nigga.
My brother definitely one of my favorite rappers. Man. He is. Yeah, I don't know, man. But my brother, he get on my nerves sometimes, but he one of my favorite. Just one of my favorite people, man. Because
he one of my favorite people too.
He just is what he is.
He got a genuine heart and genuine spirit, yo.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hiphop too, man. My broski dropped his album on November the 9th. His birthday just passed.
What he say, yo? That coin. What he say, man?
Fire,
what he say? Oh man, y'all heard that?
Yeah. She said got to caught the head in the tail.
Caught the hood and tail, ain't even flipped the token.
Yeah. I caught that one too, yo.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that joint fire, yo.
Need I say more out right now on all platforms.
Yeah, do check that joint out, yo. That joint is fire.
What he went on? He on vacation. I seen he was on.
Yeah, he out. You know him and his lady. His birthday. Him and his wife. They
getting busy.
Took some time out.
Yeah. Shout out to Heat Rock.
For sure.
No doubt, man. That's all I got, brother. What you think, man?
Yeah, man. I think we solid, man. I mean, again, appreciate you coming. Give everybody social medias, bro. They can
no doubt, man. My social media is D.O ThaBrick. You know, that's my social media. That's all music platforms. Check me out this Friday. I'm at the At Farm at the What's Dope Showcase. The link will be in my bio. The Black Box Collective, first installment, that's out now. I'm in the studio right now working on like 4 projects at one time.
Oh my man.
I got my We Got mixtape. That's gonna be a mixtape. I'm probably do like 15 tracks. Each song gonna have somebody featured. Basically, that's the concept that We Got. I'm working on the second installment of my Black Box Collective joint. Me and Juice about to get back in and work on our new PIC joint, 22 years in the making.
Man, come on,
got a project I'm working on with my Doug Shots Landing from the Red Crowns Entertainment. We doing the compilation album together. And I love your music group. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? My man Cravante Swing, Tony Craft, Big Dreek, my man H, you know what I'm saying? Leo, the whole crew over there, you know what I'm saying? Chosen Food, JU, Diesel, Chico, Los, you know what I'm saying? Just the whole squad, man.
That's what it do.
Got work to do.
Got work to do, man. Roll y'all.
You too, yo. I'm pulling you out of retirement for this We Got, yo.
Oh man,
I already asked you, yo. You said you was gonna commit, yo. I got the receipt. I got the receipt, bro. Don't make me pull it up.
First on the way.
Oh man, bro.
Yeah, I could do that, yo. I could pull dudes out of their retirement. You know
First on the way.
OG
talk. I know Moody gonna say it either. My brother. Side note, my brother just pulled me out of retirement for a verse from my mother, man. Like it was a day. We got a song called "Dear Mama," man. So shout out to all these guys, man. I don't mind, but yeah, man. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So, man, I hope that y'all love this podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. I go by the name of Big O. Got my guy Moody here.
Yeah, man. You already know.
Man, we got D.O ThaBrick here, man.
D. Dot.
Yeah, appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
No doubt, man. And this is the Transparency Podcast.